you have not heard by now, the Chicago Bulls are looking for a new general manager. Yes, it's true. It's finally happening to take over their team and the basketball operations of it. So what exactly does this new GM need to do? I will give you 3 things that this GM needs to do. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports out back at it with another video talking, of course, some NBA. So if you're new to the channel, what are you doing? Go ahead and subscribe, folks. Putting out a ton of content for you guys. Make sure you do so. Support the channel. Helps me out a lot. And let's go ahead and follow me on my social medias. 2 links down below and on the screen for that. So with that being said, let's not wait any longer and get started now. So I keep saying general manager. Technically, it's an executive, if you will, okay? Whether that person's going to be the VP of basketball operations or a general manager or both, we don't know. We just know there's going to be somebody new running basketball operations for the Bulls, and that is all I want, okay? So I made videos about potential candidates, who the Bulls are looking at, who I want, all of that good stuff. Check out my recent videos for that. This video, we're talking about 3 things that new GM needs to do as soon as they take control. The second Jerry Reinsdorf or Michael Reinsdorf, whoever it is, the owner, whether it's him or the son, the owner, whenever they finalize the contract, the first 3 things that this new GM needs to do. What are they? Let's start with number 1. And this one's very easy for me. I'm sure you guys know what direction I'm going. If you don't, you should. Fire Jim Boylen, okay? Fire him ASAP. The second this new person, this new executive gets hired, you go in, call up Jim. Jim, I need you to come to the office. In fact, don't even come to the office. You're fired, okay? And you know what? Call him back up again and then say, hey, Jim, you know what? You're rehired. And then hang up. Call him again and then fire him again, okay? Because Jim Boylen is the worst coach in the NBA, bar none. I've said this before. I'll say it again. If Jim Boylen was fired right now, there's not a single team that would hire him. Not a single one. So this new executive, they need to fire Jim Boylen ASAP. I don't want to wait any longer. That can happen the second that person gets hired. So that's it, okay? No explanation necessary, I hope, okay? If you're defending Jim Boylen, might have some issues. Number 2, they need to build a culture, okay? Here's the thing. We've been so used to the Gar-Pax culture that they built here that it's still lingering. And once this new executive comes in, they need to go ahead and just get rid of it. They need to get rid of it, and they just need to start fresh, hire all the different positions they need to hire. Certainly, like I mentioned, a new head coach, assistant coach, assistant GM, whoever it is, hire the new positions, build a culture. And you know what? Everybody says build a winning culture. Well, duh, everybody wants to build a winning culture. But here's the thing. I use the Sixers as an example sometimes because their culture was what? Trust the process, right? They lost for years before they obviously ended up becoming a championship contending team with Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. And so it doesn't necessarily mean the Bulls have to win games and that's the only way we can establish a winning culture. No, you can lay the groundwork in to build that winning culture, and the winning will come along with it, okay? So what do I mean by that? So how do you build a winning culture? Well, you get the right people in the building, okay? And again, these are a lot of people behind the scenes that fans really won't know about, but I'm talking about smart guys, analytical guys that understand the NBA today, the NBA where it's heading. I want to literally be able to know exactly how to optimize my team, my players, and make sure that we are putting them in the best position to win. Gar Forman, John Paxson, they didn't really do much. They were dinosaurs. The only thing they did well, I believe, was drafting. That's the one thing I'll give them credit for. They were decent at drafting, but trade-wise, personnel-wise, free agent-wise, awful. And so this new executive needs to be able to build that winning culture. And another part of winning culture is not just hiring the right people, but also making sure your players are happy. Because you've been hearing a lot of rumors out there that Lauri's not happy, that Zach LaVine's not happy, that Wendell Carter Jr. is not happy. And these are your core guys. These are your core players. And if they're not happy, then you will never have a winning culture, because you need to make sure again, I don't want to say they're superstars because they're not, and I don't even want to say they're stars. But if your best players are not happy, how can you expect the rest of your roster to be happy? Okay, so number 2 is build a winning culture. And finally, number 3, figure out what you have and figure out who you want to keep and who you don't. Okay, so let's get to the basketball side of things. Okay, once the GM or the new executive has rolled on here, they're saying that they want to hire him, before the NBA season resumes. We don't know when that's going to happen, but if it happens before the NBA season resumes, or if it happens next NBA season, I want this new person, this new individual to be able to know, okay, this is our core. For example, Kobe, Zach LaVine, Laurie, Wendell Carter, and then these are the players that we have to kind of give them some experience maybe, or have some vets on the roster like we do with Thaddeus Young, Otto Porter Jr., Tomas Satoransky. The young guys, Daniel Gafford, we need to give him some playing time. Okay, we need to cut Felicio's playing time, or we just need to cut him and not play him. Was Luke Cornett a bad signing? Let's not play him anymore. So figure out what you have, who you want to keep, and cut off the excess. Okay, get rid of them, trade them, and make sure you're building around that. Now, look, I get it. We need stars. Stars win games, and so that depends on if Laurie and Zach LaVine turn into stars. Now, this coming season, this past season, I shouldn't even say, last year because the season abruptly ended, but Laurie was not having a great season. Zach LaVine had a good season. Absolutely. He was a borderline all-star. So you see the potential there. But you don't win in this league with just one star. You need multiple. And so Laurie didn't develop right. Wendell Carter Jr., again, wasn't that great and hurt. Kobe White came on late. He looks like a great pick. But again, we have to see. So figure out what you have and get rid of what you don't need. Okay? And then that's how you optimize it. Take a look at the Denver Nuggets, another team I use as an example. They don't have crazy veterans on the team, but they do have solid guys like a Paul Millsap to complement the young players. You're studying Jokic and Jamal Murray, and then you've got solid pieces in Gary Harris and Will Barton, young players in Michael Porter Jr. So something similar to that. But again, that's how it happens for a lot of teams, and that's how you go about it. So again, those are the 3 things they need to do. Number 1, fire Jim Boylen. Number 2, build a winning culture. And number 3, figure out what you have and get rid of what you don't. So there you have, folks. Hopefully that helps you guys out. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Please make sure to subscribe as always. Thanks for watching.